Hello, how are you? It's great to be here with you today. Pardon my last minute hopping on. Technology, computer, phone. Plus, I wanted to be sure and provide a very special um, contact for you at the end of this broadcast. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. I've got something super fun, at least I think so. And I got to be honest, I'm not really sure where I'm broadcasting. If I'm on my personal page or if I'm on Daphne B. Smith Speaker. So while we give a couple people a chance to get on, which, hello, I see some people here with me. It's great to have you here. Ginger, oh my gosh, how are you? Mother of the bride. And Drew and Michelle, who, there's a little something going on with that coming soon. Happy spring break to you all. And let me just see, I was going to try to share this. I don't know. I'm going to pay attention to you. We'll deal with technology later. How does that sound? So anyway, good to be here with you. If you are new to me, you're watching a replay of this, or you're just randomly hopping on, I am Daphne Smith, and it is my intention to show up on a regular basis and provide some insight, some encouragement, some food for thought, perhaps, and just really add value to you, okay? This world, I'm not even going to go there today. There's so much yuck. It's hard to avoid. And my hope is that as a wave maker, I am helping to shift the tide of what's going on in your world, which will then bring your world farther and wider and have an impact on others. So that's me. That's who I am. That's my little spiel. And I mentioned being here regularly or often with you because for those of you who do maybe follow me a little bit, I wasn't here last week. In fact, last week, I pretty much checked out. I have a little confession to make. I had gotten a little too wrapped up in likes, shares, and follows on social media. And it led me to burnout. That is what it is. And I'm being honest. And so I just shut everything down. I did not go on Facebook Live last week. I barely posted anything to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anywhere. And I just kind of needed to step back. I guess maybe it was a little self-care. I don't know what it was, but I am back and I'm excited to be with you. And especially today, the first day after the spring kickoff, right? I don't know where you all live or what's going on in your world, if you've had a chance to experience spring yet, but let me tell you, it is fantastic. It really is one of my favorite seasons of the year. And I'm just glad to experience it again. So actually, if you're watching live or if you're watching the recording, I'd love to find out what your favorite season of the year is. So type that in the comments. I want to know, are you a spring person, summer, fall, winter? I can understand and appreciate the beauty in all of them. However, kind of like your kids, you love them all, but maybe there's one that's just 1 degree. Spring is my 1 degree. But I'm a mom, and so that was maybe not the smartest thing to say. I love all my kids equally. I promise. They're different. I love them equally and differently, just like the seasons, right? So let me get on to what I really want to talk about today. And that is, how do you deal with change, right? The thing is, the only certainty in life is change. In fact, change is a symbol, a sign, a reminder that you're still alive. So if you're not experiencing change, maybe check your pulse, okay? I don't know. It's just part of being in this world. And our mindset, the way we view change, the way we equip ourselves for change, because Like with the seasons of the year, we know they're coming. If nothing else, we can look on the calendar on our phone. It tells us first day of spring, etc. Sometimes there are changes in life that we didn't plan for, we couldn't plan for, we wouldn't want to plan for, and yet they happen. So when these changes, when these new seasons happen, what do we do with that? And I would love to invite you into this conversation. So please feel free to share comments that you've got about change and how to prepare for that. What do you do in order to prepare for change? What I want to do today is I want to share what I refer to as the 3P philosophy. And since Paul's with us, hey friend, how are you? You're crushing it. That's how you're doing. This isn't in honor of Paul necessarily, but it's kind of cool that he's here with us. And we're going to talk about the 3 Ps of change, the philosophy of the 3 Ps. So here we go. The first P is peace. And when it comes to that, we really have to stop and think. Even when change isn't happening, apparently, right? Do I have peace anyway? If I don't have peace in my life on a regular day-to-day basis, when change happens, whether it's expected or unexpected, that's really going to be hard to navigate and to negotiate. So the first P is peace, and getting that peace in our life, regardless of the season. Okay. The second P is progress. Hey, Reba, great to have you with us too. What is one baby step that you can take when you are in a season of change? That is how real progress happens. That is how measurable progress takes place. It's that one baby step at a time. So what is the one baby step that you can take in this new season in order to enjoy it? Really, we can find the silver lining in every season. And if it's not in the season, it can be after the season. And I'm not trying to minimize the hurt and the pain that comes from loss, from true devastation. I get it. That is also part of life. And we are going to experience it. And it's not like be in denial and put on a happy face. It's how can I reflect on that and what was the blessing of that season? So what is a baby step that you can take right now in your current season in order to be able to enjoy it or appreciate it or rise up during it so that that change in that season doesn't hold you down or oppress you down? So we've talked about peace, and it's important to know, hey, even when you're not in the middle of a change or a new season, do you have peace in your life anyway? And what can you do to get peace? The second P is progress. What's one baby step you can take in whatever season of life you're in to get through that season? And the third P is potential. Now, here's a question that I flip around. And when I'm working with people towards goals and dreaming big and considering options, sometimes the question is, what's the worst thing that could happen? And when we ask the question, what's the worst thing that could happen, it helps break through some limiting beliefs, okay? When it comes to change, I flip the question and I ask it this way. What's the best thing that can happen? What is the best thing that you could get out of the season that you're in right now? For me, I'll just use spring as an example. Spring represents new life. It represents growth. It represents that dawn after the winter. Because all those trees in your yard, they weren't dead in the winter. They just slowed down. They were growing in a different way so that when the season was right and the time was right, they were able to burst forth in all of their glory. So does this help? Is this resonating with anybody? The 3P philosophy of change: peace, progress, and potential. And what I would love to know is, which one of those 3Ps will you tackle first, or will you address during this season that you're currently in? Again, I'm not trying to minimize devastating diagnosis, job losses, loss of a loved one, moving, financial crisis. Those are not seasons that anybody welcomes, yet they're part of life. And when we equip ourselves with peace, when we seek progress, what is a baby step you can take to, honestly, maybe just get through the next day or the next half hour if necessary? And finally, what is the potential of this season? What can I learn? How can I grow? Where can I seek some beauty during this time? When we embrace and adopt those 3 Ps of change, that's when the seasons, the changes in life are more bearable. And remember, we are meant to go on this journey together. So when you surround yourself with other people who are like-minded, who have the same philosophies, who can also help pull you up when you are really kind of just wanting to sink down because perhaps the change is more than you think you can bear. When you surround yourself with those wave makers, with those lifter uppers, everything in life is easier to experience. I want to thank you for joining me today. But before you go, I have a couple of really cool things to share. First of all, you know, I'm all about the shout out. And so I like to give shout outs to people who affected my life, made me smile. Maybe they taught me something. Today, I want to give a shout out to somebody who's very, just going to be surprised by this. Her name is Jametta Wright Udy. And the reason I'm giving her a shout out is I want to thank her for her creativity. And she made all of these bracelets for me. Okay, every single one is unique and different. And I gave her an idea and she created these for me. And oh my gosh, she is just making me smile. You're going to see these on me. Sometimes it's really the little things that bring us the most joy. And hey, if it's a bracelet, it's a bracelet. If it's going and spending time in nature, do that. But I wanted to be sure and give you her information. She's on Instagram. Be sure and follow her on Instagram. You'll see her little lovelies. If you live locally, meaning in Northwest Arkansas, then you can go. There's some kind of spring market that she's going to be a part of this weekend. You can go check her out. You can check her out online. Great to see you, Sean, my grade school buddy. I'm going to be with Laura Smythe this weekend. How fun is that? Little side note, nobody else watching this will have a clue what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's my shout out to Jametta. Also, next week, I'm going to bring on a female wave maker. I'm so excited to introduce you to her and vice versa. This gal took a situation in life and is not only impacting our local community, she is changing family legacies globally. You are not going to want to miss next week. In fact, put a reminder on your phone, in your calendar, on your Apple Watch, whatever you do, put a reminder. I'm going to introduce you to a very, very special wave maker next week. We're going to be live at 11:45 Central, so be sure to tune in for that. And again, thank you for joining me today. The 3P philosophy of change: peace, progress, and potential. That's what's going to help you live a well-done life daily and be able to appreciate whatever season you're in. Great to be with you. And for now, bye. See you later. Enjoy spring.